What's up, everybody? My name's John and I'm back again with another video. This one's about the time that my grandmother decided to not necessarily attack, but more of try to attempt to attack my uncle. Before I get into it, I have a few things I need to tell you. One, my grandmother did not try to attack her son with a crowbar. No. This was my grandmother on my mom's side and my uncle on my dad's side. So she's not, she's not just going after her kids with crowbars. You calm down. The second thing you need to know, my uncle is a very hot-tempered man. He gets set off pretty easy. My dad is a preacher. He is the exact opposite of my uncle. So of course, they say opposite attract. No. They very much repel in this case. They don't get along very well. Now, what had happened was, my uncle had brought my cousins over to play with me and my sister and, have a good time at my grandmother's house because we were young at the time. And while he was there, he did the one thing he probably shouldn't have done, and that was say inappropriate words around children, but more importantly, he said inappropriate words around a preacher. Preachers don't take too kindly to having bad words said around them. I'm just going to say, I was raised up by a preacher my whole life. I know from firsthand experience, they don't like it when you say bad words around them. Just putting that out there. Be careful when you're around a preacher. Watch your language, because in this case, he might fight you. I'm joking. They're not going to fight you, but they will be mad. Anyways, I'm rambling. What had happened was, after my uncle had said these things, my dad just didn't go up and try to fight him. He said, hey, you need to calm down. Don't use that language. My uncle's like, I'm going to use the language that I want to use. I'm a grown man. At that point, things got heated and they get to fighting. I'm not going to go into details about the fight because, to be honest with you, that's the less interesting part about this whole story. The fight, oh yeah, it's fun, it's exciting. But I think it's more exciting to think about the fact a little old lady with a crowbar. And that's where Grandma comes in. Now, in the process of the fight going on in the other yard, my grandmother disappears. And so, it was kind of confusion, we don't know what's going on with the fight, we don't know where Grandma's at, but we wasn't too worried about Grandma because we just assumed that Grandma had gone in the house, because, where else is a little old Grandma gonna go, It's like, hey, they're fighting, where's Grandma at? She went in the house. Okay, good, that's where she needs to stay. She's a sweet little old lady that needs to protect her innocence and doesn't need to see this. And so we go on about our focus on the fight. Now, I'm young at the time, and I don't know what to do about this brawl, because, what do you do when you're 7 years old and your dad and your uncle are down there fist fighting? You kind of stand back like, oh no, what do we do? Well, next thing you know, I noticed Grandma walking down the road, and so I'm like, oh, I found Grandma. Like, hey, Mom, found Grandma. She's right there. She's not in the house. She's outside. What is she doing? Why is she outside? I don't know. She's walking down the road with her cane. Grandma don't have a cane. What do you mean Grandma don't have? It's in her hand. Wait, Grandma don't have a cane. Grandma's got a crowbar, Mama! Mom, Grandma's got a crowbar! Now, I have to run up and forget about the fight and try to wrestle a crowbar out of my elderly grandmother's hands. Now, I did not just go up and forcefully rip a crowbar out of her hands. I kind of was like, hey, Grandma, can I please have that? You don't really probably need to hit people in the head with the crowbar. And she did give it to me. But the fact is, in the midst of a fight, the last thing that you expect is to see a little old frail, barely 100 pounds old lady walking down the road with a crowbar trying to hit your uncle in the head. It's just not something that you are expecting. Now, for the rest of my life up until this point, every time someone asks, what's the craziest thing that happens in your family? This event pops up. Because, we've had things happen in the past. Everybody has little family scuffles and stuff like that. They're interesting. They're like, oh, yeah, that's funny and stuff. But the fact that my grandmother went after my uncle with a crowbar while him and his preacher brother were fist fighting. That's stuff that Jerry Springer is made out of. This is, we could be on the show. That is just amazing. That is pure entertainment. You could put it on TV. It was the most magical thing I've ever seen. That's it for this video, guys. Now, don't think that my grandmother is this mean old lady that goes after people with crowbars. This is a one-time incident. I love her to death, and she was just protecting my dad because it's her son-in-law, and she loves him, so she's a real sweet lady. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment down below telling me what you liked about it or things that you think I should improve or just topics that you want me to talk about in future videos. And as usual, it was good knowing you, even though I don't really know you.